Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into something truly profound, drawing from the wisdom of Dr. Maksud Azami. We're going to get into the real nature of spirituality, what it actually means to know yourself, and how we can find that inner peace that, let's be honest, we're all looking for.
So, here's what we've got on the agenda. First, we'll tackle what spirituality isn't. Then, we'll look at the incredible idea of the ocean in a single drop. After that, we'll explore what it feels like to have a truly fearless mind. And finally, we'll wrap up with some real, practical wisdom for dealing with our own inner worlds. Sound good? Let's get into it. All right, first things first. We have to start here, because there's a huge misunderstanding about what spirituality really is. People often get it mixed up with all sorts of supernatural stuff, but its true essence? Well, Dr. Azami has some beautiful insights on this.
Okay, so Dr. Azami makes this really sharp distinction between two things that often get lumped together. On one side, you've got spiritism, things like seances, talismans, astrology, trying to talk to spirits. He calls this stuff showmanship. But then, on the other side, you have true spirituality. And this, he explains, is a whole science. It's not about summoning things, it's about knowing yourself, because it's through knowing who you are that you get closer to God. It's about understanding the entire cosmic program that God put into place. It's a much, much deeper game we're talking about here.
So now that we've kind of cleared the air on what we mean by spirituality, let's turn that focus inward. This brings us to, maybe the biggest question there is. Who am I?
Dr. Azami brings up such a cool point here. Think about it. When you're listening, you say, I am listening. You never say, my ears are listening. And when I'm talking, I don't say my mouth is speaking. So who is this I? Who's the one that's actually behind the scenes running the whole show?
And the answer to that massive question, it's actually hidden in this one profound statement. He who knows himself knows his Lord. It's telling us that the journey to knowing God isn't out there somewhere. It's a journey inward, into your own true self.
So here's the big reveal. Dr. Azami explains that the I inside of you, inside of me, inside of every single person, it's a point of divine reflection. It's like a tiny spark of God's light, a single point where the essence and attributes of the divine are manifested.
And this metaphor just makes it all click. Imagine you go to the ocean and take out one single drop of water. That drop has everything the ocean has, the salt, the minerals, the exact same chemical makeup. The only thing it's missing is the sheer size and depth of the ocean, right? Well, it's the exact same with us. Our self, that I, contains a reflection of all the attributes of our Creator. And our whole purpose in life? It's just to wake up and realize that connection is already there.
Okay, so if we can start to grasp that reality about who we are, it naturally leads to a certain state of being. And it's an incredible one, a state of mind that is totally free from fear and grief.
The Quran actually talks about this, saying that for the friends of Allah, there is no fear and they won't grieve. So what does that mean, to be a friend of God? Well, Dr. Azami explains it's about having a conscious, two-way relationship. You think of God as your friend, and just as importantly, God accepts you as his friend. It's a mutual mental connection.
But what does that really mean for us, day to day? To be free from fear and grief? What does that actually look like in real life?
And his definition here is so powerful. Dr. Azami says, fear isn't just being scared of something. Fear is the state you get into when your mind gets stuck in a repetitive loop, constantly asking, what will happen? What's going to happen now? And what about after that? It's that broken record thinking about the future. That's fear.
And it's the exact same logic for grief. Grief is getting stuck in that same kind of mental loop, but about the past. It's the thought, why did this happen? It shouldn't have happened, playing over and over and over again. When that thought takes over, that's grief. So how do you break out of these painful loops? The antidote, he says, is that friendship with God. Because when you truly have that relationship, your whole perspective flips. The question, what will happen, gets a new answer. Well, my friend is in control, so whatever he does is going to be for the best. And the question, why did this happen, gets answered with, my friend did it, so it must have been the right thing. That certainty, that absolute trust, is what short-circuits the whole system.
All right, let's bring this all home. In our final section, we're going to look at how we can actually apply this stuff to the very real, messy challenges we all face inside our own heads.
Now, this is a question that was asked of Dr. Azami, and I think it's one so many of us can relate to. Basically, I'm a good person, I love my family, I do everything right, but when I'm finally alone, I just feel this emptiness, this anxiety. What's that about?
And his answer is a total reframe. He suggests, what if that feeling of emptiness isn't a bad thing? What if it's not a void you need to fill, but actually a moment of peace that you just haven't learned how to be comfortable with yet? Maybe your mind is finally quiet, but because you're not used to it, it feels like anxiety. The goal isn't to run from it, it's to learn how to sit in it, to actually enjoy the silence.
He also gives this fantastic practical formula for what to do when you feel that inner storm brewing. You know that feeling? When you're panicking and you have this overwhelming urge to just do something, say something. Okay, here's a plan. Step 1, just acknowledge it. Okay, I'm feeling panicked. Step 2, fight that urge to react. Don't say a word. He uses this great metaphor. The dish isn't cooked yet, so keep the lid on. Let it simmer. Step 3, just give your thoughts time to settle down. And step 4, once you actually have some clarity, then you can respond calmly instead of just reacting out of chaos.
And the payoff for doing this is, well, it's huge and a little unexpected. Dr. Azimi says that when we learn to just be okay with our inner self, to sit with it peacefully, the amount of stuff we can get done in our outer life actually increases. When you can sit quietly and plan your day, you become way more efficient. Inner peace literally boosts your outer performance.
So we'll leave you with this final thought to just kind of mull over. It's an invitation, really, to keep going on this journey for yourself. Just ask yourself, if you could make your inner world truly quiet, what do you think you would finally be able to hear? Thanks so much for joining me for this. I really hope it gave you something valuable to think about. And hey, if it did, maybe share it with someone who might need to hear it too. Wishing you all the peace in the world.